Okay, fine. So there are many questions related to TISS registration process, TISS admissions, related to cutoffs, the courses that you should apply for. But many of such questions were, uh, not taken because people were not able to apply for other courses that they could have done while filling the CUETPG form. So we are not getting to that part of the discussion. We'll strictly stick to the latest update that we have, and it is really a big update that as of now or from now onwards for the uh, application, if you look into this update on the TISS website, you can see that even if you have not, that what we were discussing and what many questions were there, even if you have not filled a particular course during the TISS, yeah, CUETPG application forms, you will now be able to apply to that. You will now be able to apply to that. This is one thing. So let's say in your CUETPG form you didn't apply certain courses. Now you want to apply for those particular courses if you have taken the respective paper code exam. Now TISS is allowing to do that. Earlier, when when this registration started on 25th of April, that was not possible. So after a week time almost, they are now allowing everyone to apply to those courses even if they have not selected the respective or those particular courses. This is for those. Also, even if you have not applied to TISS, even if you have not applied to TISS in your CUETPG form, let's say you have no idea about this particular college and now you got to know about it, you are liking certain courses, but you have taken the respective exams, majorly COQP 12 and COQP 11, you are also able to apply to it. I have also checked, through our students uh, login credentials, made a new login credentials, registered on the TISS official website, and did that, and did it. So those students who have not even selected TISS during the registration form, okay, now they would be able to do it. So this is a good thing for most of them. We'll also discuss in short what are its possible implications. So you can do it. Now let's get back to the task. The task is, there could be people who have already filled it, already filled the registration form, already filled the form. Now what to do? They wanted to take certain courses, but they knew that those courses are not coming up in TISS. So what to do now? Now there are two possible situations that I can see. Is first, you should definitely mail TISS and see if they can reset your application form and they can allow it. Or there is a correction window. If you see in the timeline, there is a correction window. They may ask you to, or you may be allowed to make the required changes during the correction window, but you cannot afford to wait for this. So you should mail TISS that you have filled the form. Now because of this update, you are not able to apply to certain courses. This would be really unfair, unjust with respect to your candidature for certain courses at TISS. So please mail TISS. Now coming to students who have not filled it, so this becomes a good thing. We have given the expected, not filled the form. So for those students, we have given the expected cutoff for the courses, but now it has opened for everyone. Everyone as such that no one who applied to the course can now apply for it. So this is a big thing, right? So cutoff may rise or shoot up to certain extent, but that chances is also very considerable because the timeline of the TISS admission has been extended till 10th of June. So by 10th of June, you will get to know if your interview call comes. By 30th June, you'll get your admission confirmation. So all those serious students who would be applying to other colleges as well, they would definitely not going to wait for this, right? They are not going to wait for this. So for these people, for the courses, cutoffs can shoot a bit, but you do have a chance. You have got an opportunity. You must apply for it. Now, for Let's talk about the courses like HRM, majorly MHA, MPH. I can put it these courses even, or in fact ODCL and psychology, because these are some courses that students, most of the students try to take up these courses by default. So anyone who are preparing for psychology would definitely apply for this. Just one course of psychology, one specific paper code HUQP 20, you can apply it through that. So the cutoff for expected psychology course will not shoot. Similarly, for HRM and ODCL, this again becomes a default course for all the people taking COQP 12. So the cutoff for this courses will not shoot. In fact, for ODCL, it has already a eligibility criteria. 2 years of work ex must be there. So the cutoff for these courses will not is not expected to shoot. But for the other courses, let's talk about analytics, let's talk about the MHA, because MHA, there are people who are medicos who prepare for these particular courses only and apply to it. Now many students have taken COQP 11 because these courses offers good placement. So more people will be able to apply to it, and cutoff may increase for MHA MPH. For the other courses as well, like development studies, public policy, regulatory policy and governance, labor studies and practices, now the cutoff is slightly expected to shoot. But all those serious people who are preparing and are still in the fray, and they have all the opportunities. The important part is your interview now, because this is one of the most preferred colleges under CUETPG, and whatever the cutoff be, people do not have a lot of advantage just because the cutoff, because cutoffs are definitely going to be high for these top courses. So interview is something that will decide your selection or rejection, or the whole deciding factor of your admission is now on interview. So you must prepare for the interview from now onwards, because you cannot afford to wait till 10th of June, and interviews is starting from 18th June, right? The result for the cutoff is going to come on 10th June, and the interview is going to start on 18th June, right? So there's just a week time for the preparation, which is not sufficient. This is definitely not sufficient with respect to TISS. Now, talking about what is your score and what should be the cutoffs, and should you apply to it, should you prepare for it, please put it in the comment section. You have been doing it from the last 2-3 videos. We'll try to answer, we have tried to answer all such queries, but it should not be the case that you're only sitting on this and discussing the same thing. You'll have to make your next move, because with this limited information, you cannot wait till 25th of May, you cannot wait till 10th of June, because you don't have any further more information to decide your selection or decide your decision to start preparing for the interview. So you will have to take that risk, fortunately or unfortunately. Maybe unfortunately you'll have to do that, and it's okay. You must have invested a good amount of time for the exam preparation, the entrance preparation. You are not knowing that you'll get such a good score, or at this score would you be able to apply to that particular courses, and so on. So for any preparation, there is an amount of uncertainty. Uncertainty is always there in the preparation. So this is a phase of uncertainty. So you should not lose the further opportunities that have a good chance to come by 10th of June, because ये एक हफ्ते में तो नहीं prepare हो पाएगा, because ये एक हफ्ते, you getting the point? इतने दिनों में आपको प्रिपरेशन का पता नहीं लगेगा, आपको डैफ वगैरह सारी चीजें फिलअप करनी होंगी, अपनी इंटरव्यूज की भी प्रिपरेशन करनी होगी. A lot has to be worked in your personality, with respect to your content knowledge, with respect to the interview approaches that you have to take, with respect to certain questions which makes your candidature slightly difficult, or which puts you in a difficult pedestal. So you'll have to prepare. 1 week is definitely not a sufficient time. Had it been 20-25 days, to a certain extent, that can be considered. So you can take this as an opportunity even. So let's say you have got a good amount of time. You have got at least 35-40 days from now onwards to prepare for the interview. And trust me, interview preparation is the most useful investment of time that you can do to yourself with respect to the content knowledge, with respect to the personality, with respect to the approach of the interview, with respect to the different perspective of knowledge that you get to know while your preparation. Your aptitude preparation may help you to get the entry to certain exam or qualification, but all these learnings would be quite very helpful for this interview as well, for the other exams interview at the same time. So if you're giving some other exams interview, or you're expected to give some other exam interview, you must start a very focused interview preparation for it. Okay, so this is the whole discussion. The good point is that all of these students can now apply to certain courses. Those students who have already filled the form, please mail TISS, आप mail कीजिए. Let's see what solution they are offering, and definitely whatever the solution if they are offering, we'll get with that update very soon, as soon as we get to know. So mail them. Let's see what they are taking. Are they resetting your application form, or they're allowing to do this in the correction window? Even if they're allowing this to do in correction window, they should tell the applicants to that you'll be able to reshuffle or add new courses in the correction window, because you at least start your preparation for the interview. It would be quite unfair that you are not informed what further thing can happen to this people who have already filled. So this is the information. आप इंटरव्यू की प्रिपरेशन बिल्कुल स्टार्ट कीजिए. वी हैव अ कोर्स फॉर द इंटरव्यू. बहुत ही अच्छा कोर्स अभी चल भी रहा है, स्टार्ट हो चुका है. वी आर टेकिंग क्लासेस ऑन सोशियो इकोनॉमिक इश्यूज एवरी ऑल्टरनेट डे विथ नोट्स, कोर्स स्पेसिफिक कंटेंट, extempore preparation, GD sessions, GD classes that would be also coming up. DAF writing, detailed application form, that would be also offered. We'll have classes for the interview as such in general. We'll have your mock interviews, and we also have a group for any sort of instant or discussion that you want to take. So this is our interview course. I'll just put it in the comment section or in the description section, the link of it. You can start your interview preparation. So this was the short update and a very important update at the same time. Now let me take a few questions. Now, whenever you ask your query, make sure whenever you are asking your query, please ask in detail. Ask in as much detail as possible, but please try to have 3 factors included. First is your score. Second is your category. Third would be what are the courses what are the courses that you want to take, the courses that you want to choose. These are the basic minimum things that you should ask in your query. Given more information about your academic background, do not give your details. You have scored 10th, this much in 10th and 12th. No, a brief of your academic background, that may show interest in particular courses if needed, or some gap years, whatever is needed, but make sure that your query should have this. Unless and until we have this information, we'll not be able to help you properly, or you may not be able to get the further required information. So make sure that you're giving your score, giving your category, and the courses that you want to apply for, or you're looking probably to apply for. Now, as it has opened the box that you can apply to all courses, what we'll do from now onwards, we'll try to float more information about the other courses like development studies, public policy, MHA, MPH, water policy and governance, regulatory policy and governance, labor studies, disaster management, and many more. Right? So we'll keep doing it, but whenever you're asking your query, make sure this minimum information is definitely there. The more information that you give will able to help you better. So please ask in the comment section if it is needed. Okay, do not ask just for the sake of asking it. Fine. So this is the update, and a good update, and it may be helpful to students who are looking to have some other opportunities as well, because what they were expecting from the other courses or from their examination, that is the score is not that much, or you got to know late about this. Okay, you got to know about various other courses of TISS. That is quite interesting. I know that people know very less about labor studies and practices, social entrepreneurship, okay, disaster management, regulatory policy and governance. So these are quite an interesting course and a good good employability, the placements are sufficiently good. If you look at the other courses offered at the other universities, placement is definitely is not the criteria or is not the approach of that university. But as this is a applied social sciences courses, so more or less placement is one of the major concern for the universities as well as the students who are there, and they get employed and sufficiently employed. More or less everyone does not have the same level of employment, because employability, as we have already been discussing, it's always a function of market में जिस चीज की डिमांड होगी उसी तरह से प्लेसमेंट्स होंगे या नंबर्स होंगे या एम्प्लॉयबिलिटी के चांसेस आपके बढ़ेंगे. But if you're looking for a career in a long term and you have some different sort of career you want to take, and these courses are very interesting courses, you can pursue it. So placement should definitely be one of the factor, but it should not be the only factor for taking up a course. That would be the worst thing that you would do to yourself. Yes, I'm trying to be very extreme. This could be the worst thing that you would do to yourself, that you're just taking a course only on the basis of placement. Because placement and those numbers that you'll be getting after 2 years, and that will also depend on how you are performing in 2 years. So let's say if you are not anywhere aligned to the course curriculum of the course, you'll not be performing good, you'll not be liking the subject, you'll not be liking the opportunities it further offers down 5 years or 10 years. So that number that you are deciding, you may not be able to achieve it. At the same time, you have to live with that particular course for a long time. I'm not saying that you cannot make further changes in your academic profile or your career. You can do it, but master courses are very serious courses. It does not look good that you're doing all sort of fluctuation from bachelor's to master's and second master's and so on. That does not gives a good impact of your career. So go to the courses, look at its a course curriculum. That should, at least to a certain extent, you should like it, you should align to it, you should find a purpose to this course. The most important thing is that whatever courses that you are looking, you should find a purpose for doing it. That should sync with the purpose of your career goal. So all those yes, category does matter. हर category के अलग वाइज कट ऑफ निकलेगा. Category does matter. अब एक ही बार एक ही सवाल आप अलग तरह से ना पूछें. सो पुट इट इन द कमेंट सेक्शन. लाइव चैट में मुश्किल हो जाता है, एंड दिस इज अ नेवर एंडिंग थिंग. So once the session ends, please put it in the comment section. We'll try to attend all such queries, but please be, at least these minimum information should be there, and a lot of academic background. So let's say somebody has a gap of 4 years, 5 years, someone has comes from a different background, someone has a different learning approaches, okay, and there is a change in what they want to do and what sort of career you want to build. So please put it over here. YouTube पे at least उतना hesitancy नहीं रहती है आपको अपनी बात रखने में. तो you can do it. Even if something is special, you can connect to us on our support number. We can have a short call. So that can be done. Yes, start your interview preparation as we discussed. If you're anywhere close to the expected cutoff, you cannot afford to miss the opportunity. So these are few of the the features of the course. The link of the course is also there in the description section. We'll put it in the comment section. You can go through that. So ending the session here, whatever the further updates be, will come up and put the details. Also, we'll try to float more information about each particular courses. Okay, so I think that will help you in deciding the particular courses. Meanwhile, you can do all your researches that you want to do. Kindly do the basic research of exploring the course curriculum and the purpose of the course on the TISS official website. They have given it very elaborately. So let's end it over here.